the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast brought to you live from the National News Studios here at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I am Dishan Veeragon together with Hisha Innali. First up, let's take a look at your headlines. Christians worldwide are getting ready to celebrate Christmas. The child missing from Eppavala has been found in Rikilla Gaskada. A program to protect leopards. The government focuses attention to relax import restrictions on certain items. Ashumara Singha complains to the CID. 3 persons killed in a shooting incident in Paris. Now moving on into those and other stories in detail. Now the entire world is ready to celebrate the enchanting Christmas which commemorates the birth of Lord Jesus Christ.
And many countries in Asia and Europe especially making plans to celebrate the Christmas with tradition and grandeur. Many countries have already witnessed the dawn of this momentous day. Foreign media reports say Catholic devotees worldwide are arriving this year as well to Bethlehem in Jerusalem, Israel, where the Lord Jesus is born to this world. A giant lantern festival will be conducted in San Fernando, regarded as the Christmas city in Philippines this year as well. Large number of local and foreign tourists arrive in the city to watch the significant event, which has been conducted continuously for more than 100 years. Norwegian media reports have reported how the state of Norway is going to celebrate this year's Christmas. Norwegian nationals traditionally celebrates this day, giving prominence to the family harmony. There is a belief among Norwegian people that deceiving and evil souls move about in the Christmas evening. Therefore, it has been a tradition among Norwegians to hide all home equipment which could become accessible to evil souls. Foreign media also report that Sweden is also preparing to celebrate Christmas in gala fashion. A replica of a large goat is being created, giving prominence to traditional values in the city of Gällivare, Sweden, 1 month before the commencement of Christmas since the year 1966.
අමරිකාවේ ජනතාව නත්තල පිළිගැනීමට සූදානම් වන ආකාරය පිළිබඳ තොරතුරු ගෙනෙන්නේ.
And Shirley Anil Silva has reported on Christmas celebration in the United States. We have witnessed enchanted Christmas throughout the world. Now people in Sri Lanka are also getting ready to welcome the dawn of Christmas.
Now let's see how they are preparing themselves in Colombo and other areas to greet the festival of love and peace.
Spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. The bells on bobtail ring, they make our spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bride was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank and we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Well, Christmas is almost upon us, and now to get a live update regarding the preparation for the Midnight Mass, let's now connect with Reverend Father Camillus Fernando, who is the director of St. Nicholas International College and a parish priest at the St. John Dal Bastoni Church in Thalangama.
Yes, Dishan. Christmas means giving. God the Father gave his Son to the world. Son gave his life for the salvation of everyone. Today we will have live midnight mass from St. John Dal Bastoni Church in Thalangama. I invite everyone to rally round the Rupavahini and watch this program, and after that we will have the midnight mass. Before that we have carol service beginning at 10:45. I just want to explain to you, this church has been there for 140 years. It's a long history, and we have services in English and in Sinhala. We get a lot of people coming here from Colombo and from around the area. So I'm very happy to state that we have a very good Catholic Christian crowd here in this church as we begin our carols at 10:45. Kindly watch Rupavahini today. Thank you very much and Happy Christmas to all of you.
Thank you, Father. That was Reverend Father Camillus Fernando giving his update regarding the preparation for Midnight Mass. And now let's move on into more local stories. Now, the child found missing in Epavala was reported to have been found in a house at Johnston Plantation in Rikilla today. Now, the police says the child is refusing to go back to his place of residence, the reasons being the attempts of his parents to ordain him. Meanwhile, suspect believed to have been abducted, the child as well as a person who has provided lodgings to them have been placed under detention till the 4th of next month on the orders of the Thambuthegama magistrate today. The 9-year-old child, a resident in Kirlagama in Epavala, was studying in Year 4 at the Kirlagama Subodhi Mahavidyalaya. He was found missing since the 19th of this month. The child was reported to have maintained a close friendship with an electric technician in the area. Parents have complained to the police regarding a possible abduction of the child by this person through deceiving him. Subsequent investigations have revealed the so-called technician had brought the child to several of his relatives' houses in Ukuvela and Naula. Further inquiries have led to the detection of the child in a house in Johnston Estate in Rikilla Gaskada. Around 6:30 p.m. yesterday, a mother of the abducted child has received a telephone call which informed her that the child was keeping fine. According to the information received through the telephone call, the police had raided the house and put the child into their custody. The electrician and a relative who had provided lodgings to them have also been taken into custody. A statement has been recorded from the abducted child at the Women's and Children Affairs Bureau today. Now, State Minister Ranjit Siamalapitiya says the government is considering the possibilities on relaxing some of the imposed restrictions against certain commodity items other than those which could be produced locally. State Minister Ranjit Siamalapitiya said that majority of the 673 prescribed items could be manufactured within the country itself. The types of these banned items include coconut kernel without thorns and items related to the coconut industry. The State Minister, referring to Vesak lanterns, said these are items which could be produced through the unity and cooperation of the family. However, today Sri Lanka is spending foreign exchange not only to purchase such lanterns but even kites as well. He has called on the general public to think by themselves on the futility of wasting our foreign reserves on such unnecessary items.
The Capitola's Wholesale Trade Center says vegetable prices have gone down drastically due to receipt of large quantities of vegetable stocks at once. Meanwhile, businessmen in the area say Christmas-related business activities in the plantations have been destabilized. Bulk traders in the Capitola's Special Economic Center say prices of many upcountry vegetable varieties have come down. It has been pointed out that there is a difficulty of marketing certain types of vegetables due to the influx of these vegetables. Businessmen in the plantation sector say price of food and other consumer items have been doubled during this Christmas season in comparison to the situation in the corresponding period of last year. Entrepreneurs in Hatton point out that there is a scarcity on decorating material and there is a relatively low demand on firecrackers due to the depletion of economic condition of the masses. We have been reporting continuously in the recent past on leopard deaths in the highlands.
Our reports have also revealed the fact that it was due to the absence of a proper program that led to the loss of lives of these animals. However, the Department of Wildlife is now reported to be implementing a program to protect leopards in the upcountry. Sri Lanka's leopard population is estimated to be around 600. 6 leopards which got caught in traps had died recently. 145 of these wild creatures had perished between the period of 2001 to 2021. 72% of the deaths had been reported from the Central Highlands. The number of deaths reported from 2020 to 2021 was 17. Man-made traps with the intention of killing the beasts accounted for 71% of the total leopard deaths. In order to save the animals, attention have been focused on laying a safety net. Minister Mahinda Amaravira has inspected such a device at the Galveston plantation in Nuwara recently. The people in the area have been enlightened on preventing the setting up of traps to catch the animals. The protection of leopards is said to be an economically feasible activity as well. These animals are predators of species which destroy crops. Therefore, the Wildlife Department says that the leopard in the highlands could be regarded as a national treasure. Now, the Asgiriya Mahavihara chapter says that the status that had prevailed at the time of the commencement of the Sri Lanka Buddhist and Pali University has now been eroded due to the changing of the nature of the university to fulfill political and other motives tied to objectives of the Buddha Sasana.
And the registrar of the Asgiri chapter, Venerable Dr. Mathidamadammananda Thera, says one of the main reasons behind the deterioration has been the amendment of the University Act draft bill without the knowledge of the Mahanayaka Theras and the recruitment of laypersons on the task of crucial importance. A delegation comprising Vice-Chancellor of the Sri Lanka Buddhist and Pali University, Venerable Professor Nelwe Sumanawansa Thero, has called on Mahanayaka of the Asgiri chapter, Most Venerable Warkagoda Sri Nyan Ratana Thero, and the Karaka Sangha Sabha at the Asgiri Mahavihara yesterday. The Venerable Mahanayaka Theras have been enlightened on the prevailing crisis at the university. State Minister Suresh Raghavan was also present at the meeting. The Askeriya chapter was represented at the meeting by the Anunayaka of the Askeriya chapter, Venerable Anamadwe Dhammadasi Thera, Senior Karaka Sangha Sabha member Venerable Godagama Mangala Thera, Registrar of the chapter Venerable Madagaba Dhammananda Thera, and the Deputy Registrar Venerable Narampanave Ananda Thera.
Now, Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says that the enlightening of the responsibilities of keeping away from drugs should be part and parcel of the process of relieving the children from their days of infancy itself. Now, the minister further says that as never before in the history of this country, the school children are being faced with the danger of being engulfed by the drug menace. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena has made these remarks participating in a ceremony to present certificates organized by Preschool Teachers Association in the Homa Gama area. Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that any bad effects during early childhood could lead to an unsatisfied adult later on in society. Such a person would become an immense torture to the society. School children are reported to be addicted to drugs as never experienced before in history.
Moving on to more local stories, head of the Korea Disaster Relief Foundation Chuang Mi says the existing resources in Sri Lanka is sufficient to make the country a developed one. The head of the foundation, who was engaged in an inspection tour in Balimada, later on attended a special media briefing in Kegal. Head of the Korea Disaster Relief Foundation, Chuang Mi, said that he believes that Sri Lanka would be able to fulfill its development targets through implementation of the New Villages project. He also said that the new project helps to inculcate good attitudes in the minds of a human being and later on infuse them into their livelihoods.
Now, former presidential advisor on parliamentary affairs of the president, Professor Ashu Marasinghe, has filed a complaint at the Department of Criminal Investigations today. Now, the complaint was related to causing damage to his credibility and privacy through an edited video. He said the complaint to the CID has been lodged over the conducting of a media briefing yesterday displaying forged photographs and an edited video which had been ultimately released to social media. Professor Ashu Marasinghe said that Boka's facts are a matter to be examined by the court. Attorney at law Pravi Karunaratne said that a videotape alleged to have been edited with false information on his client Ashu Marasinghe is presently being circulated over social media these days. They contain photographs which distorts the credibility of his client. He added that Ashu Marasinghe has complained regarding the issue to the CID. He also said the background of this dispute is an issue between his client and a female who is holding to the director position in a company. The female suspect was reported to have demanded a large sum of money from his client. Now, a youth has sustained injuries in a shootout at the LPTA Yakatuwa junction last evening. Now, the LPTA police station says two persons came in a motorcycle, shot the victim using a pistol and have fled.
The wounded youth is identified as a 26-year-old resident of Karandenia. The motive of shooting appears to be a personal dispute. The victim is currently undergoing treatment at the intensive care unit at the Karapitia Teaching Hospital. 3 empty cases of ammunition of the type of 9mm were found at the location of the crime. Officials of the Tirukkoval camp of the Police Special Task Force have been successful in arresting a person engaged in heroin trafficking in Samurdini, Kalmane. The suspect, apprehended with 50 grams of heroin and electronic balance, a motor cart and a van, has been handed over to the Kalmane police station. The suspected Paktia is reported to be a 35-year-old resident in Narayanpeta. The Alutgama police station has arrested a drug dealer who had attempted to sell narcotic of the type hash to foreign tourists at the Moragala tourist zone in Alutgama. An electronic balance small quantity of hash and heroin drugs, as well as a sum of 174,000 rupees earned through illicit sales, were found in the possession of the suspect. 5 persons engaged in illegal mining in Veragoda in Banalkumbura, Moragala, have been arrested by STF officials along with digging instruments. Meanwhile, 3 more suspects along with equipment on jamming were handed over to the Samanala Webber police station. The Walana Central Crime Control Unit says 5 persons who were engaged in illegal mining of sands in the lower Hangwala and Samanbat areas in the Kalani River have been arrested with 4 boats and a tipper vehicle. The offenders were reported to have attempted to flee by swimming across the river when they spotted the officials by the Hangwala police station. Says officials caught the culprits by swimming and chasing across the water. The Department of Meteorology reports that the low-pressure condition in the sea area of the southwestern Bay of Bengal is now localized 370 kilometers east of Trincomalee.
There is a possibility of this weather condition moving across Sri Lanka in the next 48 hours. Now, the department further says that as a result, a rainy and windy situation is expected in many parts of the island until the 26th of this month. Intermittent rainfall may occur in the northern, eastern, north central and northwestern provinces in some places as rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters could be expected. The meteorology report adds that showers or thunder showers could also be experienced in other parts of the island, especially in the evenings or at night. Meanwhile, the deep and shallow sea areas off the coast from Menace to Kankasanture and also from Trincomalee to Pothoville via Batiklo, as well as in the seas around the southeastern Bay of Bengal, may turn rough. Therefore, the fishing and naval communities are being informed not to sail in these sea areas until further notice. Western slopes in the central highlands have been receiving sporadic rainfall since at dawn today. A foggy situation has prevailed due to the inclement weather condition in many locations in the Colombo. Heavy rainfall has also inundated several low-lying areas in the Vavuniya district. Our correspondent says thunder showers are being experienced in the district during the past 2 days. The bad weather situation has obstructed cultivation activities and daily routine of the people in the district. Well, that's it for local news. Stay tuned for news overseas.
Prima Kotumi Fantamai.
Welcome back, and now taking a look at your international stories for tonight. Now, a gunman has opened fire in central Paris, killing 3 people and wounding 3 others.
And the attacker targeted a Kurdish cultural center and shot members of the local community. A possible racist motive is being investigated. A suspect aged 69 was quickly arrested, and it soon emerged he had been freed from prison recently. Clashes later broke out between police and a group who had gathered at the scene in the aftermath of the attack. Footage showed people starting fires in the middle of the street and smashing car windows, with officers in riot gear responding by throwing tear gas. The unrest came after a man described by witnesses as tall were elderly shot dead.
Prima Kotumi Fantamai.
Welcome back. Now in sports, taking a look at the Lanka Premier League. The finals of the Lanka Premier League happened yesterday, which saw Jaffna Kings being crowned for the 3rd consecutive time as the champions of the Lanka Premier League by defeating the Colombo Stars, and this final was held at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Ketharam.
The Colombo Stars team has scored 163 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 20 overs. Dinesh Chandimal 49, Ravi Bopara not out 47. The Jaffna Kings team in reply fulfilled the victory target of 164 runs, losing 8 wickets in 19 overs and 2 deliveries. Sadira Samaravikrama 27, and man of the match was Avishka Fernando. Man of the tournament was Sadira Samaravikrama.
Prima Kotumi Fantamai.
And that's a wrap of tonight's Primetime News Bulletin here at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. And until we meet again next time, do take care, stay safe and good night.
Good night and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.